Those lights are not to be messed with. They're dangerous.
Little green men?
Or something like them.
I'll ask you again, Arthur. What did you see?
Oh my God. The ladder's here.
Hi.
Timothy, Jeff in Las Vegas. Good afternoon, buddy.
Good afternoon. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Sorry, I looked at my calendar and I was like, oh shit, I've got 10 minutes to get to my computer, and I rushed across town. So
Hey, you are fine, man. I've been having a crazy morning. We got crazy weather here, so internet's in and out and all kinds of delays. So you're fine, man. Congratulations.
cool. Awesome.
Well, the Ghost Lights, congratulations, man. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, what a great effort. I mean, I just was really great mood, great pacing, and the visuals, and just I was researching what you went through, how you made this film. I mean, you're just a true filmmaker. So congratulations all around.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I hear bad things happen when to those who chase lights. Is that true?
Well, to be determined. I don't know. I actually, part of the inspiration for this film was some research I did with people that had close encounters with the lights out of Marfa, Texas, which this is more or less based on. And according to them, bad things do happen when you chase lights. So some pretty like horrific experiences. I spoke with some people that kind of became the impetus for this film. So
and the Ghost Lights, is a Texas story at heart, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, it's it's a story that could only be told in Texas. I think we have this story of a young woman who finds this tape that has recordings of her late father interviewing this man who's had a close encounter with these lights. And she sets across this, nearly 800-mile road trip from one end of the state to the other to discover the truth behind these lights. So yes, it is something, only in Texas can you drive 800 miles and not be out of the state, right?
And not only is it a road trip movie, but it's a father-daughter movie too. It's got both elements.
It does, yeah. And one of the major themes of the film, I think, is regret and time, and it's this story was also kind of born out of 2020 and what a lot of us went through, where we I think early on we thought this was something close to like a biblical apocalypse, and we didn't know. I mean, it was a possibility. And personally, and I know a lot of people feel the same way, as they started to think about people in our lives that we've just kind of gotten out of touch with. And for sometimes that's our parents, and sometimes that's loved ones that we have unintentionally lost touch with. And what if they were to die tomorrow? What if I were to die tomorrow? What have I left unsaid? And that's kind of what Alex is going through. And she's more or less kind of trying to reach across time at this point and see how she can mend a relationship that is possibly unmendable, but she tries, and then the ghost lights start to kind of creep in on that story as well. And can these things be fixed? What if it's too late? What if it's not too late?
It poses a question. And the Ghost Light shot over a period of 10 days. And as a director, did you sometimes have to be creative and think on your feet with such a tight shooting schedule, especially with COVID protocols?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, on the COVID front, we did shoot this in October of 2020, and that really drove like story decisions. We opted for a story that could be told with basically 4 people, and also a minute. At maximum, we had maybe 6 people on set, but for the road trip part, it was essentially 4 people. So I shot the film as well. I played a role in the film, and it meant that we could all get COVID tested and then basically just like stay together and not see anybody else. And it was reasonably safe. But I mean, on a 10-day shooting schedule, like we had this plan for shooting like this massive like car to car sequence on a highway, And we tried that, and it was a monumental disaster. Like, it's just, there's a reason when like Tarantino shot Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he shut down the highways on both ends, and he owned that space for however long he needed to. So we had to make decisions like, well, I guess these scenes are not happening on a highway, they're happening on a country road now, and that was a lot more manageable. And we wasted a lot of time figuring that out. So these are things that you learn on a small film set and a tight budget,
Right,
tight
but
turnaround.
you had to be excited to use all the natural locations that Texas offered, right? I mean, you would see like a mining town, or you would see something and just like, it's a natural set, right?
Oh, it's incredible. And I think that's what gives some scale to this film is, this is a micro budget film. It's very, very small. But, when you're filming out in West Texas and in Big Bend National Park, and you've got the mountains in the background and these epic landscapes, it kind of it raises the production value a whole lot. And it's like having $1 million sets, which is incredible. And I think that's one of the most fun things about the film is these massive, incredible, beautiful landscapes.
Oh, they're gorgeous, and it really adds production value, as they say, when a film
Right.
like this. But you needed some finishing touches. You started an online campaign. You went to, was it Indigo, and you raised some money, and
Indiegogo, yeah,
Yeah,
we
and-
raised a little bit for post-production that way.
right, but that's like the filmmaker's friend in the 21st century, right? Going online and asking for donations. I mean, that's,
It is.
Yeah,
It's
I love
it's a headache, and it's
I bet.
stressful, and I hate begging for money. I really do. But
all artists beg. All artists beg.
yeah, it's but
For their
the cool
craft.
thing is that people got stuff in return. They got copies of the film, they got posters, and so we have a fan base that is already in love with this film, and they're going to be our amplification system for when this goes out, because they've already seen it. They already know that
Right.
it's
Well,
a good
You've
film.
already took the film around to the film festival circuit, didn't you? And how was that experience?
It was good. Yeah, it was really good. We premiered at Lone Star Film Festival in Fort Worth, which is honestly one of the best festivals in the country, I think. Like last year they brought in Richard Linklater, and he was the keynote speaker, and they always try to find, they've had like David Lowery, and I met the producer of It Follows there once. So it's no joke of a film festival. So we were ecstatic, and especially to play in a big screen, like we don't get that very often is
Yeah.
indie filmmakers
That's the goal.
see
of
it huge.
every filmmaker, to have everyone together to see the final product, to see it up there. So, congratulations, man. It's a
Thank you.
great. Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a big influence on me when I was 12 years old.
Oh yeah.
That was the first time that I questioned those names going across, because when you're a kid, you think it's all real. But that was the first time I'm like,
Right.
what's a director? What's a producer? So I
Yeah.
really had that vibe watching this, reminding me of Close Encounters. So
Oh, cool. Well, all of that's a huge influence on me. J. Allen Hynek, who was the lead investigator in the Blue Book investigations in the 50s and 60s, he's actually in that film. He's the guy with the glasses and the goatee and the beard,
right.
staring dumbfounded at the spaceship as it's coming down. In his work, honestly, is a huge influence, on this story and the idea of like the Men in Black and all of this lore.
But you're
that
dressed
surrounds
in black,
UFOs.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Little homage in there. I saw that.
For sure.
Timothy, congratulations. The Ghost Lights, a great effort. And I can't wait to see what you do next. And let's talk again soon. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. And if people want to watch the film, August 26th, it comes out on digital, Tubi, Apple TV, Amazon Prime. And after that, on the 3rd of September, it's going to come out on the Terror Films YouTube channel. And then on the 9th on the Kings of Horror YouTube channel as well. So, but yeah, first thing you probably want to do is go check it on Tubi. That'll be probably the easiest place to find it on August 26th.
I'll get the word out, Timothy. Congratulations. Cool. And
awesome.
Best of luck. Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much.